Okay, let's be real. Have you ever asked an AI to write some marketing copy for you, and what you got back was just meh? It's technically fine, but you just know deep down it's never going to actually sell anything. Well, you are definitely not alone. Today, we are going to dive into how to fix that, how to turn that generic AI output into copy that actually converts.
So, take a look at this. On the left, you've got the kind of prompt most people write. Write ad copy for my fitness app. Simple, direct, and honestly, a recipe for total failure. But on the right, that's a professional prompt. It's a game plan. It defines the audience, busy professionals. It nails the core benefit, 15-minute workouts. It even tells the AI exactly which emotional buttons to push. The difference in what you get back is, well, it's night and day.
And this is what you get from that lazy, vague prompt. Does that sound familiar? It's just so generic, so boring, and completely unconvincing. It has zero personality, no real hook, and it fails to connect with anybody because it's basically trying to talk to everybody. This is the kind of copy that people scroll right past without a second thought.
And that brings us to the heart of the problem, what I call the vague prompt trap. It is, without a doubt, the single biggest reason why most AI-generated copy just falls flat. You feel like you're saving time by being brief, but what you're really doing is creating content that has absolutely zero impact.
So here is the most important thing to remember. Your prompt isn't just a simple question. It's a direct command that literally sets the ceiling for how effective your final copy can possibly be. A weak prompt absolutely guarantees a weak result. It's that simple.
So how do we fix this, right? We need to stop thinking of prompts as these little requests and start treating them as what they really are, a persuasion blueprint. This is all about activating the deep-seated knowledge the AI already has about what makes people tick, what makes them click, buy, and ultimately convert.
What's so cool about this idea is the concept of activating patterns. These AI models, they've been trained on billions of examples of successful ads, emails, landing pages, you name it. A great prompt doesn't ask the AI to invent persuasion from scratch. No, it tells the AI which of those proven successful patterns from its training to pull from and use for your specific product.
And this is how it all comes together. Your blueprint, your detailed prompt, activates those winning patterns. It lets you target a super specific audience persona. You can explicitly tell it to use emotional triggers, like urgency or social proof. You can even make it follow classic marketing frameworks like AIDA, and crucially, make sure it sounds exactly like your brand.
Okay, so that's the theory, which is great, but how do we actually do it? Let's get practical. This is the 7-part framework. This is your step-by-step guide, your blueprint for writing genius-level prompts every single time. So here it is, the whole shebang. First, you give the AI a role. Don't just say writer. Say, you are a world-class direct response copywriter specializing in B2B SaaS. Then, define the audience persona. What are their pains, their goals? Give it product context and specific copy requirements like tone of voice. Then, give it a structure to follow. And finally, tell it exactly what to include and what to avoid. It's basically a foolproof checklist for getting amazing results.
Now for the fun part, the proof. Let's look at 3 real-world examples that show the absolutely massive difference between a bad, lazy prompt and one that was built with our 7-part framework. We're talking from generic to genius, and we've got the numbers to back it all up. All right, here's our first before. A vague prompt gets you this: new product launch. I mean, come on. It's instantly forgettable. There's zero curiosity. This thing is destined for the trash folder before it's even opened.
But now, look at the difference in the prompts themselves. The one on the right, the good one, it defines the audience as early adopters who love new tech. It specifically asks for emotional triggers like curiosity and exclusivity. See? It's not just asking for a subject line, it's guiding the AI toward a truly compelling outcome.
And the result of that strategic guidance? A subject line that got people to actually click. We're talking a 2x increase in open rates. It went from a pretty average 15% all the way up to over 35%. That is a huge, tangible win for the business, and it all came from just writing a better prompt.
Example number 2 is social media ad. The vague prompt spits out this generic mess. It just talks about features, comprehensive training, but it gives the reader absolutely no emotional reason to care. Why? Because the AI doesn't know who it's talking to or what problem it's supposed to be solving for them. The framework-driven prompt, on the other hand, is surgical.
It's precise. It targets career changers who feel intimidated. It understands their pain. It specifically asks the AI to use emotional triggers of hope and social proof. It's crafting a message that shows empathy, not just listing a bunch of features. And because that detailed prompt produced copy that spoke directly to the heart of the audience, the click-through rate more than tripled. It jumped from 1.5% all the way to 5%. For every 1,000 people who see that ad, that's 35 more potential customers clicking through, all because the prompt was engineered to persuade.
And for our last example, welcome to our platform. Oh man, we have all seen a headline like this. It tells you nothing about the product, nothing about why you should care, and it is a guaranteed way to make your visitors hit that back button instantly.
But with a great prompt, we can change everything. Here, we're targeting small business owners who are just overwhelmed by complicated software. The key insight, the secret sauce, is the emotional trigger we want them to feel: relief. The entire prompt is built around solving their biggest pain point and making them feel that amazing sense of ease.
The AI then comes up with a headline that gets the job done. And just look at that bounce rate. It was slashed nearly in half, from 65% down to 35%. That means way more visitors are actually staying on the page because that headline immediately told them, hey, you're in the right place, we get you, and we can solve your problem.
So what's the bottom line here? What are the key takeaways? First, always start by defining your audience's pain points and their goals. Then you have to be explicit with the emotional triggers you want to use: urgency, social proof, relief, whatever it is. Guide the AI with a clear, proven structure. And just remember, the more specific your persuasion blueprint is, the better your results will be. Period.
So, I'll leave you with this question to think about. That email subject line that's not getting opened? That social media ad that's just not working? Or that landing page with a crazy high bounce rate? What is the very first piece of copy you are going to transform by building a better, smarter prompt?